friends. Hi. My name is Erin, and I have three kids that I homeschool. I'm sorry, the oldest two are homeschooled, and the youngest is the youngest, and she's still a baby, so she's not schooled at home, but they're all home with me. I'm a homeschool stay-at-home mom. My kids are aged 8, almost 9, 6, and 2, almost 3. My oldest name is Easton, my middle is Zoe, and my youngest is Eden. I today am joining Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. They have been so gracious in opening up an open collaboration to go along with their Homeschool Show and Tell 2021. They started this open collaboration for different homeschool moms from around the globe to add in their videos of different topics each month. This month is making math fun, how we make it work here in our house. And the purpose of their show and tell is to show the many different ways that homeschooling can be done with different family situations, family setup, children's ages, and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I'm excited to find the playlist and look through it myself. So thank you for being here today. I'm going to just share some tips and things that we do here in our home to make math fun. So thank you for being here. As I mentioned in the opening, Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way have started this open collaboration, and I'm joining in this month. I decided to go ahead and jump in and join. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you're here for the first time, you more than likely are, because my subscriber number is low. I just started doing this about a month and a half ago. I just started posting YouTube videos to my channel. Kind of took a leap, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I've been homeschooling. This is our 4th year, so it's the only schooling experience that we have had here with my children at home. So I have a 3rd grader, a 1st grader, and then my youngest she'll be 3 next Saturday. So we don't do anything as far as laid out strict curriculum for her. Not yet. So my oldest 2 are the ones that I'll be focusing on more today, but I also am going to jump back into things that I did with Zoe in her preschool and kindergarten years. We kind of combined those a little bit. So some of the things I'll mention here today have been used in the past, and we still use. And I apologize if I keep looking down and looking away. I do have some notes here that I am referencing, so I can remember everything I'm going to be talking about today. So again, the playlist will be linked down below of this month's topic, which is making math fun. So after you've watched this, jump down and look through the rest of the playlist and see what else there is. I'm sure there's going to be tons of amazing videos to watch. I love watching Abby's videos from Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way. Both of them have amazing content on their channels. You will find something that you can use from both of them or one of them. If you go to their channels, I promise you, you will be inspired and you will come away with some type of wisdom or tips that you did not know before. Abby has a lot of beautiful content on her channel full of just some really sweet things that she does with her children, and Jessica is just full of so much knowledge and wisdom and ways that her and her husband school their daughters. So check both of their channels out and check the rest of the playlist that I have linked down below to get some more tips and encouragement along the way. So all of that to say, I've been extremely thankful for them and the opportunity that they've presented this month. Again, we're talking about making math fun. So I'm excited to go check out the other families to see how they make math fun. So for us here at home, I do want to mention just a few things before I jump into this. These things that I mention have worked for us and do work for us currently. That's not to say that they may not work for us in the next coming years. As children get older, as I'm learning with my oldest, sometimes their ability to love little things they mature. So I'm kind of learning that out in some areas. I'm learning that very quickly with my oldest. So again, this might change along the way, but these things have worked for us in the past, and some of them are still currently working. So just because they work for me doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a perfect fit for you, and that is completely okay. Homeschooling, dependent upon the family and the home and the situation, will look differently for everyone, just as family structure looks different for everyone, and that's completely okay. Not all of these ideas that I mentioned have completely been my own ideas. Some of them I have gained the knowledge from the first few years of schooling my son. He was, for 2 years, a full-time online academy student. So he was home doing school, and he still needed a lot of my help. But I did not put the curriculum together myself. It was all online for us. We jumped on each day, and we did his lessons. So some of the things I mentioned are things that we used then that were their recommendations, and we still continue to use them, and we have used them over the years for my other children. And we have encountered other things off of those. So some of these original ideas are not my own. You may also see them in other mothers' videos. I may be just saying some other things that others say as well, and that's okay. Maybe that means you need to go check it out because it might be a good idea. So also, some of them we used this year and last year, I believe the year before, we used some easy peasy curriculum. And this year, that is our main curriculum we're using. So some of these things I mentioned have also been things that I have picked up along the way from using their curriculum, such as certain websites, links, things like that. Her curriculum, Lee Giles, that wrote Easy Peasy curriculum, is full of links and things like that that you can go outside of the website to access. A lot of the ideas have been from the online academy that we used from Easy Peasy, but some of them have been things that I have come up with on my own just here at home, and I'll try to talk about that as we go along. One other thing I wanted to mention is a lot of the things that I mentioned are online, on computers, on tablets, or however you access it. So, of course, supervise as needed. Be aware of what your children are watching. Some of the free websites you'll encounter do have ads, so just be present, be aware. You know, I'm sure, how to deal with these things with how technical everything has become. As far as I can remember, we have not encountered anything crazy that I have had to address or rip away the computer really quickly or anything like that, thankfully. But just be aware, of course, with any type of technology, those things are there, unfortunately. So I'm going to just jump right in and start talking about some of the things that we use to make math fun in our house. So I'm sure if you have girlies in your house, you know what a Hatchimal is. They're these little critters that come inside these little tiny eggs, like this big, and you warm up the heart, and then they hatch, and you figure out what character you have inside. You don't know until you open it what you have. So my girls, well, my son too, absolutely love these. They haven't gotten any new ones for a while, but when these were first coming out, they absolutely loved them. They love hatching them. They love playing with them. They play with them with their Barbies. So we use these a lot for math. So you can use these in many different ways. You can use them to help count. You can use them as manipulatives. You can use them on a game board and use them as little game pieces. The possibilities are really endless with these. They come in all sorts of different colors. They're super cute, and they just kind of make a little bit of fun added into the math stuff that might not always be so fun. Another thing I wanted to mention that I've never purchased before, but I did purchase this year for my youngest, and my daughter, my middle, have really enjoyed them, are the counting bears, the colored counting bears. They come with different color cups. They come with a scoop, and the possibilities again with them are endless. You use them to sort colors. You can use them for pattern making. You can use them for counting. And then the scooping, of course, is good practice for fine motor skills for the little ones. So they've been really fun as well. As I said, my youngest and my middle, the day that I got them out, they played with them for a really long time together. Another thing that we often use for different things, stuffed animals, little tiny stuffed animals. We can line them up along the toy bench, and we learn about ordinal numbering, and we get our ordinal number cards out and we place them in front of the order in which the animals are lined up. And my children love stuffed animals, specifically those little tiny stuffed beanies. I think they're called the Beanie Boos, the ties. They're like, I don't know, maybe this big. My kids have a ton of them. They know all their names, so we get them out often and we line them up and use them for different things in math as well. Anything stuffy, cute, and an animal adds a lot of fun into our math learning. And then the other thing that we use a good bit are called creation cubes, and they're little colored cubes, and you can link them together and create different counting sequences. You can take them apart, you can build houses, you can build sheds. Really, again, these are really fun. You can use them for many, many different things. So we use them a good bit as well. So those were some items that we use for fun, for math, away from the computer. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about some things that we use online. Some of the websites that we access and that we have accessed. Starfall.com has great little games for younger children to play. Now, the options on the website for the ages, you can pick from, I think it's kindergarten is the youngest. If you have an advanced preschooler, I'm sure that they could access it as well. I don't believe we used it for preschool at all. As far as math, we may have used it for the ABC and alphabet things. But as far as math, I believe it starts at kindergarten and you can go up to third grade. But again, I'm sure if you had a child older than third grade, maybe like fourth grade, some of the games would still be totally fine. That's just their recommended age. So some of their website is you can access for free. They do limit that. So if you want to go further and expand on more of the activities and more of the games, you will need to submit payment for a subscription. I believe the fee is minimal. There's also an app you can purchase. So again, if it's working for your child, it may be something that you could look into for supplementing. We personally have only used the website and we've accessed the free options, but if I needed to, I would not hesitate to go back and use anything further if I felt like it was needed. We do use a couple of other things, which I'll mention in a few minutes. So I try not to just go ahead and subscribe to every single website because, first of all, it's not really budget friendly, which I try to be conscious of as well. And there's just not enough time. Like, I think all of these things look so fun. And then there's just not enough time, which I know is also a very common theme among homeschool families. So one that we have really, really loved that we've used for every year so far is Math Seeds. And Math Seeds can be accessed mathseeds.com or readingeggs.com. If you have a Reading Eggs subscription, now this is not a free website, this is a paid program. I will tell you, and I will recommend it if you have room in your budget to wiggle. I personally think it's absolutely worth the investment. It has done wonders for both of my children over the years, and we are continuing to use it again this year. The ages are from about, I would say, kindergarten. Math Seeds, as far as Math Seeds go, it's from about kindergarten through age 9, so like 3rd, 4th grade. I believe it says, I think it actually says ages 3 to 9. So again, if you have an advanced preschooler, I believe there are some games that would work for them as well. We never used it quite that young. My daughter just started using it last year, and she would have been in kindergarten. And then it says it goes up through age 9. So again, you can use it after that age if you choose to. That's just the recommended ages. And then another website that my children really, really enjoy is pbskids.org. This is a completely free website, pbskids.org. There are a lot of different games and videos and things that can be accessed on that website for free. Many, many different areas and subjects of learning. They just love the website. They love the games. They make them think. They're fun. They include characters that they know from TV, such as Curious George, I believe Dora the Explorer, and it just goes on from there. Odd Squad, all of those shows that are loved by many children. So check that out if you need some free, sometimes if they have like a little bit of extra time where they're kind of waiting for me when I'm working with one of the others. Those websites, I don't mind them being on for a few minutes because I know that what's on there is educational, and I'm okay with that for a few minutes. So those are nice to have kind of in your back pocket to pull out when you need them. So those were kind of for like the younger age groups. pbskids.org is probably from maybe like kindergarten-ish through, I would say probably like 6th grade. I haven't been able to find a true grade, so use your judgment. You'll know. My son is in 3rd grade. He's almost 9, and he still enjoys it. So I'm sure you'll be able to find something on there that will work. The next group I'm going to talk about is some middle age and up websites and online things. So I'd say maybe like 1st, 2nd grade and up, some of them being a little more advanced for maybe the youngers. The first one being code.org. This is a new one this year that my son was introduced to. And obviously, if your child has no interest in coding, then they more than likely will not like this website or the next one I mentioned. My son and my daughter, even slightly, my son more than my daughter, is interested in coding and has been for a few years now. Code.org is a free website to access, and it is full of tutorials and videos that lead and guide the children in knowing how to make their own games, how to make their own apps. It teaches computer science, and there's a ton of Minecraft stuff on that website, which my son is, of course, completely in love with. I still don't understand Minecraft, but I know it's a really popular thing among a lot of children, and there's a lot of educational stuff within that game. So if that's something that sounds like something your child will enjoy, then I would recommend you checking that website out. And the next one is similar to code.org, and that's Scratch, the Scratch website. Now, the website for that is scratch.mit.edu. This is also a free website that you can access that teaches coding, different types of stories that children create, tons of games, and animation. That's a really fun website as well. My son has been using that for a few years now. He took a course with Code Ninjas, I believe it was last year or the year before, that helped him learn that website a little bit. So he's been enjoying that as well. Just kind of gets on and plays around a little bit on that. And my daughter has showed some interest in these websites as well. So I may look into them shortly with her as well. And then a new website that we were introduced to this year through Easy Peasy Math is called Extra Math, and that's It's also a free website that can be accessed, and this has been really, really neat. I didn't know that this was out there, but it's basically like a website where you set up an account for your child or multiple children, and each day or a couple times a week, whenever they hop on, it basically drills them in their math facts. And then you can track their progress, they can track their progress, and there's kind of like a little coach on there that kind of coaches them on and challenges them a little bit. And then every Sunday, I receive a report card to my email that shows me how my child did throughout the week and what type of progress they made. So that's really helpful as well, because that's something that I can print out and take for our evaluation to show the evaluator, this is what he did in part of his math, and this is how he did. It sends a little grade. It tells you which math facts that they need more work on and what they did well with. So that's super helpful. That's been really, really neat. I will mention one thing. My son does get a little anxious sometimes because in the beginning of using the website, they do kind of like a teacher challenge where the little coach will challenge the student to kind of beat him in getting the problem correct. And my son would get really nervous with that. I don't know if your child gets nervous under pressure or knows they're being timed in something. Just be aware of that it's okay, of course. There's nothing that's going to happen if they don't beat the teacher. They just won't move on. They'll just have to restart it. My son gets a little upset about that. So use your judgment. If it's something that's making them nervous, then it might not be the right fit right now. Maybe wait a little bit of time and try to introduce it again. Or if you can encourage them through it, sit with them maybe and help them. However you feel, you'll be able to gauge. But that's been really helpful. If you have a child that needs a little bit of extra practice with math facts, or if they don't need any extra practice and you just need a little bit of time for them to go, again, do something while you're working with another child or putting dishes in the dishwasher. And some of the other websites that we use, I shouldn't say some, because it's really just one, YouTube. I mean, YouTube is just full of really anything you can think of. If you encounter a math lesson that you aren't sure how to explain, check YouTube. One of the things that my children have loved the most over the years have been the fun math songs that are on YouTube. Specifically, the specific channels that we use that they love, Jack Hartman, Scratch Garden, and Number Rock. These are all full of really, really fun skip counting, moving with numbers, how many different ways can we say numbers. There's a ton of them, and they love them so much. Every single time I turn one on or have one in a lesson, they get up and they dance and they sing, and it just, jingles and music help children remember things better. So if you're teaching skip counting by fives, Scratch Garden has really cute songs for that. Jack Hartman just has a ton of songs on any type of math lesson or math subject. And then Number Rock is probably the one that we use the least, but we just started using them too, and they have some really cute ones. And then as far as just regular math YouTube learning videos, the top one that we have used is Math and Learning Videos for Kids. It's just this little like number, and he rides along on a Segway and explains these different things throughout this park. And my children just fell in love with him like the first time we used him, and we just pull it up every so often. And it's just a different way than just me speaking to them all the time. It's kind of a different option to pull out. It's a cute little character, a fun little character, and I don't know, it's just fun for the kids. So we use that. We pull that out a couple times a week. So yeah, I'll include clips of them singing along, dancing along, and those things to some of those websites as well. Check those out. I highly do encourage the math songs, because I don't think I know a child that doesn't like music, and they're catchy and they're fun and gets them up and moving a little bit too. So you can get your PE time in there as well. I'm not sure how, but I completely missed one of my kids' favorite extra websites that they access and completely enjoy for fun, extra math practice. And that's abcya.com or abcya.com. Not quite sure what the correct name is for it, but you can access some of these for free. It does say join now for premium. I'm not quite sure what more you can access with premium, but we only use it for the free version. And this printables button is new. This is pretty cool. I did not know about this. There's activity pages, coloring pages, although it looks like you do need to have premium for these. But the coloring pages you can access for free and print out. Those are pretty neat. So let me show you here. The ages, looks like recommended ages are pre-K through 6th grade and up. And they are just full of fun color and little characters. So let's click on the math and let's look at some of these here. So there's like counting fish. They're just full of fun stuff. And as I mentioned before, there are some ads on the side, which I've never seen anything questionable on this website. But there's also fun music and things that go with it. I have that turned down, but my kids just really, really enjoy this website, and they can really navigate it independently for some fun extra math practice. And then the very last thing I wanted to touch on that has been super, super fun for our family in teaching different math areas to our children is in the finance area. Our family has been really, really big on instilling those principles into our children as they grow. My husband is self-employed and has had his own business since before we were married. So I married him when he already had his business. So he's been self-employed the whole 13 years we've been married, plus I think it was like three or four before that. So it's been a long time that he's had his own business and grown his own business. So to us, that is kind of just in our blood. It's in our family. It's how we make things operate here. So we feel like this is a very important topic to teach our children. And sometimes money isn't the most fun thing to talk about. So we try to make it fun. So with finances, we encourage open, honest conversations. We're very honest with our children about different things, about how things look, about how things work. We want to help lead them and guide them in the principles that are true to our family core, which will always come back to biblical principles, being responsible with your spending and your lifestyle and things of those sorts. So a fun way that we have chosen to do that was helping our son start a lemonade stand. It kind of gets us out of the school books and the school routine, and he learns without kind of even realizing he's learning different things. But it's fun for the whole family, so he gets real life experience. He learns patience, hard work, teamwork, generosity, people skills, keeps track of inventory, pays invoices, all of these things that he is learning in just a snippet of 2 hours a day of running a lemonade stand. Now, of course, there's many more hours that go into it, but it has been really, really fun over the years. It has grown. I believe we just wrapped up our 4th year of doing it, and it has just grown over the years. And we have tons of friends and family that have supported him and been so generous to him. I will forever be grateful for that. But if you have a child that is wanting to learn more about finances, about saving, about spending, and all of those things that go with managing money, I would encourage to help them start something. Even if you're not completely sure how to do it, try looking up some tutorials or advice on how to do that, and it'll be worth it. It's really a lot of fun. And then for our daughter, to help teach her those things as well, she helps with the lemonade. But about a year and a half ago, I sew here at home on my own. And so I started teaching her how to sew. And then we would make up little stuffed animals and little bunnies, and we would sell them. We tried to sell them in my sister-in-law's boutique and different things. It's expanded from there. So my son has a greater grasp of the spending, saving, all of those things. So he is a little more on top of the hard work that goes into it. A lot of times I will be working on things and my daughter won't be too interested. So we're still working on that with her. But I believe as the years go, she'll grasp it and she'll roll with it. So that's how we make that fun, as far as the finance learning. And of course, they get money counting. There's just a ton of great things that can come with helping your child make something and sell it. So that's really my top tip. Would probably be that last one, is just the real life experience if you're able to do it. And if not, maybe they could help a friend with a stand that they set up. Hey, could I come help you for the day so I can kind of learn about what you're doing? Or go help out at a bake sale at a church that you're involved in or that is local to you. Help at a yard sale, a friend's yard sale, or something like that. Finances are such an important thing that they will absolutely need to know how to handle. So that's how we make that fun. Money, of course, money talks cannot always be super fun, but we try to make it fun here at home. And one second, please, okay. We try to make it fun here at home, and that's kind of how we do that here. So thank you again for being here. I'm super thankful to be able to join in this collaboration today. Again, please check the playlist out below. I will link it, and check out Abby's channel and Jessica's channel because they are full of good stuff. So we will talk soon. Thank you again for joining today.